lot fun, right?
I mean, I'm telling you. Good morning, everybody. Happy blockchain brunch with the crypto recruiters. Did you like
Get
that?
It going today. Right.
We are way too hyped this morning for these people. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today's actually my birthday. So there's that, and we've got a long day. Hi, I'm
Look at the commitment, right? Like doing these sessions on your birthday.
I know. We're always hustling. We're always hustling.
Man.
Let me introduce ourselves. So, hi, I'm Emily, the Crypto Recruiter. This is my colleague, Trevor, Director of Strategic Partnerships. Here is the Alpha. No fluff, just signal. This is your mid-morning dose of hiring trends, crypto job market moves, and behind-the-scenes insights from the people building the future of Web3. So whether you're scaling your team or job hunting in stealth mode, you're in the right place. Let's grab your coffee and shall we brunch?
We shall brunch. We shall brunch. I already had a coffee, so I'm just trying to hydrate. You know what I mean? Trying to balance it out.
A little coconut water over there?
Not coconut water today. This is just straight up water. I know this is an anomaly.
That is new for you. All right. So we should start with our open jobs. Gosh, we're really filling a lot of these, which is good. So last week we had like 24, 25. This week we've got 16. So we're making big moves. If you are looking for a job in crypto, we are a great resource for you. We have a lot of clients that are active.
If you're hiring in crypto, we're also a great resource because we're always bringing on awesome clients too.
Always. I actually got some really good feedback. One of our old friends, a recruiting leader that I know, he gave us, you and me, nothing but compliments for Blockchain Brunch. He said, there's nobody doing what we're doing, right? We're trying to provide actionable advice, actionable tips, and we don't get anything out of this, which is fine. I'm not looking to get anything out of this. I want to help people enter the space. I want to push this space forward. So this is my contribution. The jobs that we have open, 16. I've got a general manager in Dubai. Watch out, Dubai, here we come. A general manager for a real world asset real estate company, also in Dubai. I have a senior software engineer, Golang engineer in the United States. I have a confidential controller opportunity. So if you're a controller with a CPA, I would love to hear from you. We have a lifestyle brand that we are partnering with that I'm really excited about. So they're hiring a community manager and a brand marketing manager. It's really important to have experience with streetwear brands here. We've got a founding engineer opportunity. Sorry, just looking at, I'm getting a call. Okay. We have a founding engineer opportunity, another senior Golang, a head of growth. This leans more towards business development. We've got a senior SRE that's based in Canada. We have another senior software engineer. Oh my God, what a great company. That's based in San Francisco. We've got a head of marketing, a front-end developer, a protocol engineer. And then for one of the largest AI companies out there, I've got a developer relations specialist, and then I've got a tax director. So these are the roles I have open in the United States. In APAC, APAC be crazy right now. I didn't realize we had so many roles open. We've got 22 roles open in APAC. So if you are located in APAC, give our partner Doris a shout because she is hiring for 3 account executives, a developer relation, 2 business development managers, a product owner, another business development manager, a head of APAC, a community manager, technical product manager, a head of ecosystem, that's more on the marketing side, technical content writer, an office manager, ecosystems manager, global community manager, influencer marketing manager, Web3 cybersecurity consultant, an executive assistant, a head of marketing, and a CTO. Give me one second. Hey, I'm in the middle of blockchain brunch. Can I call you later? Oh, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. You are so sweet. All right, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Getting loose as a goose with all these roles, man.
I mean, I'm telling you, we're just rocking and rolling over here. We do have a couple things coming up. So I just had a call about this. What was the role? I forget, but I will come back to you. It has to do with trading products, but my brain is just dead today. So here's Mark, everybody, in case you haven't seen her recently.
Someone just said, what what was your APAC colleague's name again? Our amazing Doris. So
Doris Lee. Doris Lee.
Lee. Doris Lee is a actual real employee of the Crypto Recruiters, folks. So when you go there, hit her up and say hi.
There's a lot of people that work for us that don't actually work for us, and we're in a constant battle with LinkedIn about it. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. This is making my day. Thank you. So yes, Martin, Doris Lee, Mom, thank you so much. Really excited to be here. Okay, so SM says build a freelance marketplace where payments will be processed via crypto only. I love that idea. I think that's a great idea. I think it'd be great for, people looking for full-time jobs, people looking for freelance jobs. I mean, I know one of our clients, Rise, they do crypto payroll. So we've definitely been working closely with them, and I think it's brilliant, right? I think everybody wants to be paid. Crypto. That's actually a question I ask in my interviews: is are you open to being paid in crypto, or would you only want fiat? Right. And a lot of times people are saying they'd be open to stable coins, which is great, but very few people are open to being compensated in Bitcoin. Probably because of the volatility, but a lot of people are open to stable coins. We actually accept crypto as payment. We wouldn't be the Crypto Recruiters if we did it. She's such a sweetheart.
Bugging me because there's someone that I had my podcast a while ago, and they actually have a platform that is more focused for freelance employees, and I believe that they can be paid with crypto. So I'll have to get back to you about that. But SM, hit me up. I might be able to forward you someone that is currently working on something like that right now.
Hi, I'm in Blockchain Brunch. Can we do this later? Maybe an hour? Okay, thank you so much. I'm telling you, this is what you get when you're an amateur animal hoarder. For those of you that don't know, I actually have 5 animals. I've got 3 dogs and 2 cats. They're all amazing, as you can tell. I think that's something that's really important for remote work, which is going away. The return to office is really just killing me over here. And I mean, it's one, when you're hiring someone in an office, you're limiting your ability to hire the best talent. Right? Because you may be based in New York, but the person you need could be in San Francisco. We're getting a lot of companies that want to hire within the same time zone. I have one client specifically, they're based in Canada. They hired someone, sorry, hold on, my computer just crashed on Slack. Okay. They hired someone, they're at East Coast, and they hired someone on the West Coast, and this person would miss the 8 a.m. morning meetings because it was 5 a.m. their time. Right? And so that doesn't work for companies. So they're completely crossing off specific time zones. All of my clients on the East Coast, they won't hire in California. It's wild. They're missing out on great talent. So I understand, going into the office, the vibe, the work ethic, all that stuff. But I still believe that we're all adults. We should be able to work from home. Just my opinion. Yeah, having to come to the office isn't the way to go anymore. I mean, with the commute in Chicago, they shut down 2 lanes on the expressway. What took me 20 minutes to get into the city, because I still live in the city, but downtown, now takes me an hour. For those of you in Chicago that don't know, we are actually hosting Web3 weekends. So every Friday, we're getting together with a group of people and just networking and hanging out and talking about different projects. So Web3 weekends, we are trying to make Chicago a crypto hub. There's so many people here, but it's nobody knows each other. So I'm really excited to be doing that. And then we have a partnership with C4 Crypto Consortium. They offer the security standard. They also offer several personal certifications like the Certified Bitcoin Professional and the Certified Ethereum Professional. They even have a free wallet course. So me and Jess are actually going to be hosting monthly networking events in Chicago. Official, come meet people. That's all we're going to do is network events. So I think our first one is going to be in April, May. And then the 17th, we've got a Filecoin event here in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, would love to see you. Hit me up. I've got the invite for you.
Springtime, summertime in Chicago. That's going to be fantastic, huh?
I mean, we've got 3 months of nice weather, and then the rest of it is just trash.
Yeah, Boston, we have like 8 weeks, so I'll take 3 months.
Yeah, I'll take 3 months. I mean, it'll be fine. It's funny. So it's 38 degrees outside, and I was just thinking, I was like, Chicagoans, when we're going from summer to winter, 38 degrees is cold. But now that we're going from winter to spring to summer, 38 degrees is not cold.
Not that bad.
Hold on one second.
It's funny because it's also like 40 degrees here. And I hate the cold, but longer days, I'm all about that. It's weird how psychological that is, right? Like it's just literally the same degree, but like if it's November, I'd be pissed. But like now I'm like, it's April. It's all good.
It's April. It's fine.
The trees are doing magical things, and flowers are out again.
Golf season is coming. I'm very excited for that. You know, my dad always used to say, as long as the weather is above your, or wait, is it below? As long as the weather isn't below your age, you're good to golf. So my fiance is 34, so he's out golfing. I mean, he's already out and about. He's already out and about. I am a little bit more on the cozy side, so I will definitely be going in the summer.
You know, talking about this, maybe a good segue. You know, folks are always looking for a way to meet people and get more experience and just be able to learn about crypto. And I think that networking is a incredible way to do that, and it's still something that a lot of people aren't putting enough attention to. So you're definitely building some stuff out in Chicago. Like, how do you guys come about that? Like, how did you get that together? How are you marketing that stuff? And is this something that, you know, others could possibly duplicate in their own neck of the woods if they're trying to, you know, build a community too?
I love that, Trevor. And I would love to explain how I'm doing this. So the first event I held was at a golf simulator. We had about 120 people show up. Only 80 people were supposed to come. So the venue actually tried to kick us out. And I was like, it's okay. We're leaving shortly. We were not leaving. And they were very upset. They will never have us back again, which is like, you guys made a ton of money at the bar. You know what I mean? Like, you had 120 people at your little bar. Like, come on. So we will not be hosting golf events anymore. I have over 700 connections in crypto in Chicago. That's how I know there's a lot of people here. So what I do is I reach out about these events. I'll send them 3 messages and I'll say, hey, I'm hosting this event. Are you interested? Do you want to come? Blah, blah, blah. I'll send them the link. So nice. We've got 57 people signed up so far, and I posted it about a week ago. And then we have the Luma event with like another separate 50 people signed up. So I think the best way to go about this is, 1, make a post about it, invite people on LinkedIn, and then reach out to your current network, invite people, really bring attention to this event and tell them why it would be valuable to them, right? So I always try to emphasize who's coming, from what companies, what type of people. And my goal is to get crypto professionals in the room, not just Web3 enthusiasts, right? People want to meet, I mean, yes, we want to meet Web3 enthusiasts. We want to help people bridge into Web3, but a lot of people just want to meet crypto professionals, right? Other people that are working in the space, building partnerships, etc. So that's kind of how I go about it. I find free spaces. I call around and I'm like, hey, looking for a free space. And they're like, oh, it's $1,200. I'm like, but what if I got like 100 people there and we blew up your bar? And they'd be like, oh, that'd be fine. So nice. We got a couple free spaces. One of them is Cube Space. We've got 1871, and we've got oh my God, it's like a crazy nightclub downtown Chicago. That's nice. Like, yeah, come on over. I'm like, can we also listen to music? Like,
nice.
Hubbard Inn is the name of the nightclub. So we used to do a lot of events out of there, but I would just say bring attention to it. Talk to about your friends, have your friends invite people, set up a Luma page, set up a LinkedIn invite or a LinkedIn event. But I think it starts small, right? Start with your friends, get your friends in a group, get about 5 to 10 people there, take photos, post those photos, right? So I think starting networking groups in your area is a great way way to build a community, great way to get your name out there. And, you know, it's fun. It's fun. It's something fun to do, you know? So that's how I organize my networking groups. I
I think
messaged
it's
them.
funny as well too, right? Is that a lot of networking events and especially people that are new or are trying to start out or build their community, like they think that like their first networking event has to be like this 500 person like conference style event where there's tons of people. I think the first networking event that I did here in Boston, it was at a local bar. It was just a summer day, and I think there were like 10 people, but these were like 10 close people. And like we actually could have a conversation, right? It wasn't like overcrowded. It wasn't like people were talking over each other. Like we were actually having like legitimate conversations. And of course, people were trying to talk about, transitioning to the space, but it was just like a very like low key type of environment where you could just kind of shoot the shit, if you will, and talk about crypto and be around other people that were like minded. And I think that like that's huge. And from that, right, that's going to be a catalyst to really build some stronger things, So it's really good to start these networking events. And for those folks that are in, areas that may be a little bit more rural, I can never say that word right, but you can also do this.
Cool.
Yeah, I can never do it. So you can even do virtual events as well too, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do online. You can host events like this and try to just bring community to you if you're not able to physically do it. There's always someone out there that's willing to have a conversation. There's always someone out there willing to learn. And, if anything, stay true to who you are and try to find your own individual niche. I mean, you could be all about NFTs. You could be about DeFi. You could be about tokenization, real world assets, anything. There's so much out there, and really build slow, and your tribe will start to come to you.
Your tribe will come. Your tribe will come unless everybody hates you, and then they won't come because they don't like you. Anyway, that's how I feel. That's like my toxic trait is I feel like everybody hates me, so I push twice as hard so they don't have a reason to. Which is probably a part of why we've been so successful, because it's just like keep pushing to deliver the best.
And there's a certain point, if like even if you feel that way, I think it's get to a point where you start to really grow and transform, is when you can start to like embrace that hate, like expect it, like know that there's gonna be people out there that's gonna hate you for no matter what you do. There's always gonna be someone out there that's gonna hate you. So whatever, you might as well just keep on doing you and become great. And they can be upset and be all angry and be hating on the sideline, but you're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. We're not going to stop. So either join us or move over to the side, because we're coming through.
It's the same thing with a company, right? If a company doesn't pick you for a specific personality trait,
Yeah.
or they don't pick, they take too long to make a decision and you've accepted another offer, right? Those are signals into what it's like to work at that company. You know what I mean? So like if a company doesn't appreciate your entrepreneurial experience, you probably don't want to work there anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing goes for companies. If a company doesn't treat you with respect throughout your job hunt process, probably didn't want to work there anyway. So that's a good point, Anyway,
And it's that
so
mindset
sorry.
too, right, Em? Like,
What?
no, I was saying it's like the mindset as well too. I think that a lot of people look at a no or a rejection as like the end of the road, right? And truly and realistically, that can be something that can help not only humble you, but also to make you realize that it's just them. It's not you a lot of times. There are companies that I would have died to work for. And at the time, I thought that it was a good fit. And now I look back and I'm so glad that I am not at that organization, right? Sometimes it takes someone to like tell you that you're not worthy for you to kind of double down and be like, you know what? No, I am worthy, and I'm going to keep doing me, and I'm going to keep getting better and better and better. And it's really funny, you look back at some of these messages and you look back at some of these people that, you looked up to and you put on this weird pedestal. And then when you eclipse them, it's just like the best feeling in the world, because these are the people that were like, you can't do it. You can't make it. And you're like, well, I'm still here. Where are you? Right. So it's a funny thing, man. Just like use it. I like to say that there's nothing that is more empowering than like a nice cup of hater juice in the morning. Like that gets me going. I love it. I love a nice tall cup of Haterade. Haterade is just like, lovely. Gets me going, gets me right at it.
Hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings. Want to mention a couple. So one, guys, if you have a private LinkedIn profile, when you comment on these events, it's not going to show everybody, just so you know. As an example, LinkedIn user, good morning, happy Wednesday, and happy birthday, Emily. Thank you so much, LinkedIn user. I appreciate you. Trevor, you've got a lovely sense of humor. It's true. It's true. We've got a question here. Hi, Emily. I'm really interested in your work. I'm wondering if you're offering any internships. I'd love to contribute any way I can. Please let me know if there's a chance to apply. To us, the crypto recruiters, or to our clients? Our clients don't come to us with many internship opportunities, but what I always say for interns is, you got to think about it like this. A company is not going to hire you just to hire you, right? They're a business. They're hiring people to make more money, right? To optimize operations, to bring in more revenue, right? Companies hire people as strategic business moves. So when it comes to being an intern, you've got to show a company why would they give you their time, because that's what an internship is, right? Yes, you're definitely going to be doing some work, but there's a lot of training that goes into you, right? I know, not to call out one of our employees, but like one of my, Lindsay on our team, our fabulous crypto recruiter, Lindsay, had no idea how to use Outlook before she joined, right? So like, that's the thing, is as an intern, these companies are going to have to teach you these little nuances and these technologies and these tools, and that takes time, and that time takes away from from achieving business goals, right? So you need to make sure that you bring value to that company. And how do you bring value to that company? So as an intern, if you're able to take an unpaid internship, this could really skyrocket your career. And how I would go about it is I would go onto these companies' Telegram chats, their Discord, their LinkedIn page. And again, identify the value that you bring and where you can make an impact, and start reaching out to those people. Hey, I feel very passionate about your project for these 3 reasons. I'm looking for a summer internship, or, whatever kind of internship you're looking for. Are you guys looking for X, Y, and Z? Right? So really put yourself out there, have these conversations, reach out. Nobody reaches out about internships, right? They just apply. I think we don't ever want to use the word like young and old in HR, because like that's a big no-no.
Less experienced,
less tenured. So if you are less tenured, any experience is good experience, right? You need to have some stuff on your resume. So I think, taking one for the team and going out there and getting some experience is really going to set you apart, because no interns reach out, right? They all wait for the job post.
Is that like Lindsay's approach was super clever.
Yeah.
Because she reached out to us on a platform that we typically weren't known for, and it was a very thoughtful outreach. It wasn't like, hey, me, because we hear that every day. It was just like, hey, this is really interesting. I like what you guys are doing. I just would love to soak up some knowledge. I would just love to learn more about what you guys are doing. Like, is there any way that we can just have an intro conversation? And an intro conversation led to being more involved and coming to these events and actually contributing to the events and like showing your worth. And like, yeah, Outlook is a very dated system. So I can assume someone that's right out of college, right, wouldn't know how to use that, because they're probably not using it. But she brought tons of other, transferable skills and a hell of a lot of like positive energy. And I think that like that attitude and that aggressiveness and that willingness to be hungry and, be very versatile and not necessarily like kind of go into it saying like, I'm only going to do this or one thing. Like, you got to be willing to do any and everything, and just like be there, be present, and just like honestly put in the time and apply that learning. It's really interesting that a lot of people, they go to different events. They come to seminars and stuff like that, but like no one's actually going and applying what they've learned. They just continue to kind of hoard it and they don't do anything with it. And I feel like that's very detrimental to anyone that's actually trying to enter this space, whatever it is. Even if you learn 1% more than you knew yesterday, that over time starts to combine and it starts to become something that a lot of people won't know. So don't honestly think that what you learn from even these conversations isn't going to be valuable. It's definitely a lot more than most people do. And putting that knowledge and applying it to something, anything, whether it's a volunteer opportunity, whether you're technical and you're going to your first hackathon, whether you're in marketing and social media and you want to create your own podcast, or come up, you want to be a Telegram or Discord mod. Like, there's so many opportunities, especially for these early stage companies that don't have the money, that don't have all the resources. Try to find out where they're lacking, and then before you actually go to them and say, hey, I'm looking for work, identify the needs, and then have an actual solution for that, so that it's kind of a no-brainer. And especially if you're willing to do it free, you don't want to do it free forever.
No.
We know that you got to pay the bills.
Yep.
Free doesn't get you like a large cheese pizza every day, but like it gets you a foot in the door, and it's going to be something that's going to be able to put in your quote unquote professional portfolio. And like that portfolio could be the catalyst to help you get your foot in the door. And once your foot is in the door, that's all you have to do. I think like you just got to get in somehow. There are people that I've talked to that got in as like a Discord mod, and like now they're like a CMO. I had someone that got into a very well-known organization because it was through a paper that they wrote in their grad school. Like, it's just like somebody, I just talked to someone this morning that is in they are in a rock star company, and they transitioned from the fashion industry, like something that has completely nothing to do with crypto, but they made that transition, and it's because of the transferable skills. So there's always a fit, there's always a home for someone, but you just got to go out there and try. And be willing to hear no, because no sometimes turn to maybes, and then maybe sometimes turn to yes. That's like one of the biggest things that you got to overcome, is that like no is not necessarily a forever thing. It's something that could just be like a temporary kind of state of mind. So keep going.
Yeah, no is not goodbye. No is not goodbye.
Yep.
Sorry. Great day. Birthday day. I can't believe it's only 11. Like, today has been nuts. All right. So I want to address a couple questions in the room. First, Mary, thank you. I appreciate it. Best social media platform for finding crypto jobs. Great question. So there's a couple places. One, I think LinkedIn is a great resource, but there's a lot of trash on LinkedIn. So sometimes it doesn't work the best, but I would still send in applications on LinkedIn. Some of my favorite places are DGen Crypto Jobs and Work in Crypto. So DGen Crypto Jobs has a Telegram chat of about 14,000, I think. It's either 14 or 45. One or the other. But they've got a very large community in their Telegram channel. I would definitely check them out. And then Work in Crypto has a bunch going on. So I would definitely be checking those out. There's also crypto-careers.com as a job board. But I think if we're talking about social media, Twitter. Twitter is an incredible place to get hired. But you're engaging, you're talking, you're showing your stuff. I think Twitter is an incredible place, and they've got jobs on Twitter. You can actually find jobs on Twitter. Now, not everybody is keeping them up to date. But that's where I would find networking. I'm not networking. That's where I would find people to speak with about new jobs.
There's also an oldie but goodie, Well Found.
Yes, Angels List, Well Found.
Yeah, that's another one as well too. And in terms of just kind of being able to get a jump on potential companies that are hiring, there's also root data, like you're going to grow some roots off the ground, data.com. If you go to their fundraising tab, you get to see all these companies that are just getting like recent rounds of funding. And they'll tell you like where they are in the stage. Are they an early stage? Do they get their seed round? Are they getting like their Series A, their Series B, the amount of funding? So, you have to think about this as well too, is one of the abilities for you to be successful in this industry is always constantly being able to think outside of the box and connect the dots, right? So if a company just got $80 million in funding, they're probably going to invest that money into the company, and they're probably trying to grow.
Probably.
Maybe not like today, but at some point you would think that they're not just going to hoard $80 million and just, pump and dump and, blow up a token or something like that. So, you have to really kind of connect the dots and say, all right, well, if a company just went through a massive funding round and you see that they're very active on social media, you see that they've got incredible partnerships, you see that like the community is growing, you see that there's nothing but positive things that are being said about them, then you can deduct that, potentially they're going to be growing. And then if you're trying to understand maybe even where they are growing, in what areas. You can look at their white paper, you can look at their light paper, you can look at their roadmap, and you can try to see like, okay, what are you trying to build? I mean, honestly, another kind of like nerd trick is you can look into their GitHub, go into their repositories, cut and paste some of the code and try to figure out like what's going on from like a technical standpoint with an organization. I was able to find out that a company was actually going to be trying to expand their bandwidth and their network, and that made me realize, okay, if they're trying to expand the bandwidth in their network and handle millions and millions of dollars when they weren't doing that before, maybe they're kind of like building something out. So then that led me to even find a little other tidbit or an Easter egg that led me to connect the dots and made me realize like, wow, this company is actually doing something pretty legit, and I'm able to find this out, and they're not making this information public, right? So you really have to have that level of minutia and that level of being able to kind of really go deep and put your researcher hat on. Like they don't say, you know, do your own research for a reason. Like it's really true. Like you have to do your own research, not only just to be up to speed with things that are going on in the space, but also when you're trying to find jobs, because everyone else is most likely just going to a company website, looking at careers, and you know, looking at the about section, and that's all that they're going to do when it comes to due diligence in a company. And there's so much more information out there for you to find.
A ton of information. You can also take companies' websites, put them into ChatGPT and say, tell me what this company does, right? Take their developer docs. Hey, what is this company missing? Hey, you know, what might this company need to hire for? Is one of my favorites. Okay, we've got some questions. Okay. Imam, thank you for your question. We just went over this, so watch the recording. Dan. Thank you. I appreciate it. So do hiring managers value certifications like C4, CBP, and CEP? Yes, but no. Yes, it is going to help your resume stand out, but it's not going to get you the job, right? But if I'm looking at two resumes, one of them they're both Web 2, right? Same background. One of them has a certification, one of them does not. Who do you think I'm calling first? You know what I mean? So it separates your resume from the crowd, and it shows that you put, you know, an active effort into learning more about this space, which is half the battle, right? Knowledge. So showing that you have an understanding of the industry is just as important as experience. So yes, I would highly encourage you to get these certifications. They're not very expensive, but if you need to have some assistance, we're very close with the companies, so we can see if they can offer you a discount.
And it also helps you talk the talk and walk the walk, right? Like when you're meeting people, especially if you're trying to work for a more technical organization, being able to have that level of thoroughness and understanding of the technology, especially if you're someone that is quote unquote not technical, like you're just like a rock star to a company, because they're like, wait, like you shouldn't be knowing this kind of stuff. Or then they're going to probably ask you, how do you know this, right? And then that's a way for you to really position yourself. So think of it as, you know, it may not necessarily be the ticket to get you into the party, but it's like the fancy outfit that you're going to wear that's going to help you get the attention once you actually get your foot through the door. And it's going to really help you continue to stand out and to continue to have a baseline level of knowledge that you will continue to compound and build up on. And that's something that a lot of people don't even have.
Trevor, you're the best. Okay. So I've missed 3 calls. I think we need to wrap up a little early today. I know it's only been 30 minutes. I apologize, guys. I know we've got quite a few people in the room, so I really appreciate you coming here. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. That really made my day. I've got quite a few LinkedIn messages to get through. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time. It really means a lot. And thank you for coming to Blockchain Brunch. Anybody has any specific questions, feel free to leave a comment in the post. Reach out to Trevor and I directly. Great to see all of you. And
we'll be back. This is not the end. We do this every week.
We do this every Wednesday. Oh, and Trevor, I forget when, I know it's not next week, but I just wanted to say how excited I am to see you at Consensus.
Yes,
I know that's coming up, and I'm so excited.
Anyone's going to be at Consensus next month in Toronto, hit us up. Let us know. We would love to meet you all in person. It's great to have these conversations, but it's even more heartwarming, especially when like someone randomly approaches us at a conference and they're like, oh my God, we heard you guys on a podcast. And we're like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. So it's really dope. We love the community. We love being able to connect with you guys. And shout out to Em for doing this on her birthday of all days. So We appreciate you guys. Look forward to being here again. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you so much, Trev. Bye, guys.
Bye.